Where are you? What's the mix of vibration within you? Are you managing it deliberately? Is it just happening by default? Are you having knee-jerk responses to life? Are you considering things before you offer a vibration? Are you practiced at being centered and stable so that when new things come, you are intentional in your response to them? Are you appreciating the contrast that gives birth to the new desire? And are you able to, or are you wanting to be able to, manage your vibration in relationship to the creation of your new intention, your new desire, your new personal expansion? Before you made the decision to actually be in this body, you made a lot of other decisions. You knew that by being here on planet Earth, at this time, in this place, in this space, in this reality, you knew that your environment would produce new from you. And you knew that as the new desire radiates from you, that you would be among the leading edge creators. You knew that this physical environment where things turn from vibrations to thoughts and thoughts to things, you knew that this is a manifesting experience. You knew that you didn't come just to dream or only to meditate or only to be. You knew that you would be here to observe and to compare and to consider and to choose. And you knew that it was right that you would choose, and you knew that your choices, would be supported by the energy that creates worlds. In fact, you understood before you made your decision to come that your choices would be not just honored but revered. You knew that you were leading edge creators and that the source energy, the inner being part of you, who's focused to you and through you, would remain non-physically focused. So here you came into your body with your inner being and your source energy and all of your resources remaining non-physically focused and yet aware of you in every moment of your life experience. Aware of what you're living, aware of what you're asking for, and most important to you, aware of where you stand in any moment in time in relationship to what you've asked for. So we like to explain it to you like this, that your life causes you, as you consider it, to know what you don't want and therefore know what you do want, and you radiate these rockets of desires. And these rockets of desires, these vibrational rockets of desire, these vibrational thoughts, these vibrations, thoughts, energy emanating from you, not manifested yet, not things, not places, not relationships, not something that you can see yet or smell or hear or taste or touch, but these vibrational intentions and rockets of desire. And as they radiate from you, they collect in what we want so much for you to accept as a reality that we've called this vibrational reality. We demonstrate it in this way. This vibrational reality, this vortex of reality, as these rockets of desire radiate from you, they are gathered together by the powerful law of attraction. And they are watched and understood by your inner being, by the source energy from which you have come. So what happens to you as life causes you to launch those rockets is that you have the opportunity to be a vibrational match with the rocket that you've launched or not, or some version in between. In other words, life can cause you to ask for more, but you may not move in the direction of what you're asking for. In fact, most times, most humans do not. When you know you don't have enough money and you ask for more money begins to be assembled for you, precisely for you, immediately. But more often than not, you're stuck in the, I don't have enough money and therefore I want more money, but I don't have enough money. But I do want more money, but I don't have enough money. That's why I'm asking for more money. I don't have enough, but I would like more. But you, in most cases, are not a sketchy or a consistent vibrational match to the abundance that you're asking for. Now, your inner being is, because when you ask, it is given vibrationally immediately. So your inner being becomes an immediate match for what your life has caused you to expand to. But when your inner being expands in the direction of your desire and you don't, then there's a vibrational variance within you that you can feel in the form of emotion. And that emotion doesn't feel good. It feels like worry, or it feels like disappointment, or it feels like not enoughness. It feels like discouragement. But when you launch a rocket of desire and you're able to focus in the direction of your desire, when you're thinking about what you want and why you want it, so that you approach the vibrational integrity of your new desire in a consistent and meaningful way, when there's not a big expanse between the vibration of your desire and the vibration of your belief, and a belief is just a thought you continue to think, when that expanse doesn't exist so much, but you are more believing, more hoping, and then believing and knowing that while it may not have come to full fruition, that there is a vibrational version of it that you can believe in. And that really is the point of everything that we will be talking about. Because if you can begin to believe in this vibrational version, then it's like the farmer who believes in the kernel of corn that he puts in the ground. He believes that that is a seed that will grow into a stalk and into ears of corn. He doesn't doubt it because he has knowledge of the way that it works. Well, we want you to leave this gathering with the same certainty that the farmer has when he puts the corn in the ground. That while he cannot see it, he knows what's coming next. We want you to trust the process. We want you to come to understand the laws of the universe. We want you to trust your own guidance system. We want you to know what emotion means. We want you to know that when you have negative emotion, that you are compromising your own desire for the time being at least, because you are activated in a vibration that opposes your own desire. You just can't hold a desire and doubt it and move in the direction of your desire. Because the vibration of your desire and the vibration of doubt are very different frequencies. It's like sticking a stick in a wheel. It sort of brings it to a screeching halt and slows the progress of it for as long as you keep doing that. And so we know that you've been listening to us for a while. And we know that you, for the most part, understand the basics of what we offer. You know you are a vibrational being, and you know that you came from a vibrational source. And you understand that you are an extension of source and that you've come with great purpose. But you may not remember that you are here for the purpose of joy, and that expansion is natural to you, and that life is supposed to feel good to you, and that there is an ease that you can step into that most humans have not yet, because as humans, you believe more in struggle and more in effort and more in working and accomplishment and determination. And while we are not discouraging focus or determination or intentionality, in fact, we are all about that. But we want you to allow the laws of the universe to work for you and for you to find a way to work within them, because you cannot buck the laws of the universe. And what so often you do, you don't mean to, but you buck your own current. You desire something and then you talk against it. You say, I want this, but then you explain how it is. And it's your explanation of what is that holds you back more than anything else, because what is really old news in terms of manifestation. It's like gum that you've chewed all the flavor out of. What isn't where the action is. It isn't where the primary attention of source is. It isn't where the new enthusiasm is. It isn't where the energy that creates worlds is. It's where what you've been doing has already been done, and now you're on to other things. But, mostly you don't want to look onto the other things where the energy is flowing and where the action is and where the juice is juiciest, because, for this one reason, because in your humanness, and you are beautiful, You adore your ability to see and hear and smell and taste and touch. You like the tangible. And we like it too. We like it for you too. We would like you to like the tangible. We like you to like the manifested in that full sense. That's what it's all about. In fact, what's in your vortex is a bit like the kernel of seed in the ground. We don't want it to remain like that. We want it to come into full fruition for you so that you can enjoy it on all levels of your being. But if you need to see it before you believe it, if you need to see it before you will allow yourself to feel enthusiasm about it, if you need to see it and smell it and hear it and taste it and touch it before you will accept its reality, then that's what holds you up. And because it's hard for you to accept that this vortex is real, even though we've written 2 very good books about it, it's hard for you to accept that this vortex is real because it doesn't feel as real to you as what you can already experience with your physical senses. What we want you to know is that what's in your vortex will come out and play with you so that you can experience it in your physical senses. We want you to realize that there is a steady evolution of that. And we want you to catch the spirit with us of how delightful it is when you begin to allow yourself to experience with full awareness the turning of thoughts to things. So often, you think, I want such and such to happen. I want my lover to come, or I want this money to be there. I want my empire or my life's work. I want something tangible. I want it to be real. I want it to be a real reality. And then you think, and when it is real, then I will feel good. And we say, but you've got that backwards. You have to feel good about it, and then it becomes real. You don't wait for it to be real and then you feel good about it. So what happens as you watch what you call success or expansion of others in your world, and you see their tangible creations, and you wish them for yourself, and that's a wonderful thing. We like how that happens for you. As you wish them for yourself, but then you take score of where yourself is standing in relationship to those things, and you see that it hasn't manifested for you yet. So instead of looking in the direction of what you want, you're actually looking at the absence of what you want. And the absence of what you want is a very different vibrational frequency than the presence of what you want. But you want to use your logic that is based in what you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch, and you say, but I cannot yet see it, and therefore I have to acknowledge that it isn't there. And we say that reasoning will cripple you in terms of deliberate creation. We want you to use other senses. We want you to begin to sense the reality of what you've asked for. But it requires a keener approach. It requires a keener look, because these vibrations are more subtle in their revelation to you. They are being revealed to you constantly, but you have to find some way to perceive them, which means you have to look closely. And you can't even begin to look closely for the beginning of the manifestation of the things that you want if you're fixated on the fact that it hasn't happened yet. That would be like the farmer going out the day after he's planted and looking around and stomping on the ground in dismay that the corn isn't showing itself to him yet, digging it up and just eating it anyway. All right, then I'll just take what I've got. And so there are a lot of things that you want to experience the realness of it before you will let yourself be happy about it. And we want you to find a way to not just be happy about it, but to be really overjoyed about the process of it becoming, because there are always going to be new things in your pipeline of becoming. And if you are one of those who is waiting for them to become before you will rejoice, then you'll be a long time waiting for the rejoicing, and it will be paltry and puny rejoicing as you just eke out small successes. Meanwhile, you could have been experiencing the getting ready to be 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 ready.